Hello Patreons and welcome to my channel. This will be the full version of the Solstice festive candle in watercolor, and I'm gonna just be giving you a little bit of a commentary during my process. Now I am painting on Archer's 300 gram 100% cotton paper, and I'm using a variety of high quality watercolor pigment, and I did start off this work of art with a little bit of masking fluid just over the flame and some highlight lines on the obsidian stones that is lying on top of the candle. The rest of this is all going to be done in the moment as we go. Now, one of the techniques that you will be learning or using a lot in watercolor is negative painting, and this is a good example. I'm starting in the background with a deep wash, mixtures of Payne's grey and I think it is indigo blue and a little bit of black and a little bit of turquoise just to get an initial wash here. I'm starting with wet on dry with quite a dark coffee stain strength of color. Now you will notice I'm going to have to do this a few times, and this is the fun for me of painting dark scenes like this in watercolor, is you get to do multiple washes on top of the other. Now I know that's not necessarily everyone's game, and you would probably think that this painting is looking rather good after the first layer wash is done, but really all that is just a little bit of underpainting, because in watercolor you can only go darker. So obviously there are other techniques that you can employ. I do use a little bit of gouache here and there if I need to just bring a little bit of light back into the painting, but I prefer to use the white of the paper for these brightest areas, and that is why I've used the masking fluid on the flame, so that I can confidently carry on with all of my negative painting and not be too concerned about, you know, rescuing the vibrancy in the flame. Now I did sort of give myself a little bit of a halo shape around the flame, and during the painting process here I got a little bit confused because I sort of painted that halo space with the colors for the eucalyptus leaves, but that's okay. We are carrying on. We can always lift that up a little bit later to just brighten up that area around the flame. Now the exciting bit for me during this painting was to develop all of these beautiful reflection areas where we see the light of the candle reflecting off surfaces, and that's giving us beautiful glow on this copper candlestick holder. And you will see I'm using wet onto dry, and then as the area is damp I will continue to drop in a little bit more color. So I'm playing this about 10 times faster than the actual painting speed, just so that you sort of can get a good glimpse of the entire process from beginning to end. And one of the techniques that I use quite a bit in this painting is lifting up of color. So lifting up is really as an important technique in watercolor as putting pigment down on your paper, and that just involves a damp clean brush that you use over an area to lift up color, and that gives me that beautiful soft waxy reflection on that purple candle in the copper candle holder. A lot of words to fall over here, so I'm just enjoying the journey here with you guys, and every little area is now first going to be covered up with a base layer of color and consequential washes just to give me that depth and a build up of color. And of course I like to leave the main focus for last, so I will always be going into the candle at the very end, because that is the main focus most of the detail work will be in this area. Painting these two little crystals at the bottom is quite challenging because it's like painting glass, so you have to be mindful of all of the reflections that you will see, and that includes the darker areas in the background. Now I'm doing an initial wash here on the candle. I think the candle overall had like 3 or 4 washes in the end to really give me that depth that I was looking for. And again, I'm going to be using negative painting to paint in all of the details on the candle. And I just sort of keep giving myself a pep talk during this process by just focusing on one single area at a time and allowing it to dry, and then coming back to it and just assessing the depth and the value of my color that I need in order to make this beautiful candle glow. So there are a number of sort of little tricks that I'm using here. That little part right under the flame is, I must say, I think is my favorite part of this entire painting, including the flame. So I can't wait to get to the stage where I'm able to remove the masking fluid and, you know, reveal the bright paper underneath. So let's look at these beautiful, I think it's grapefruit or oranges that has been dried, either or. And that is what is giving the depth to this beautiful orange fruit that is being dried. It's the fact that it's dried, and I want to play with the warmth and the depth and the vibrancy. So I'm using a bright pyrrole orange, and then for the darker areas I'm using like a maroon violet color. And I must say, these two colors came together just magically and beautifully, and I didn't really have to do much more after this beautiful initial wash. And I think it's because I'm working in smaller triangular areas, and this is also not the darkest element on the paper, so dropping in that sort of maroonish color into the orange is giving me enough background. I think I did one more wash over this, but in very small minute details, just to deepen some of the shadow areas, but this came together rather easily. It almost felt like it painted itself. Beautiful. Right, here you will see me start my second background wash, and again my mixture is quite dark. There's a lot of black and Payne's grey added to the teal colors. I do want a dark, deep teal sort of background, and every time you sort of use your negative painting to deepen an area, you will see that other areas will jump forward, and it really just works towards, you know, building up the depth in the background and also the values that we are seeing. I must say, I'm very impressed with the quality of this paper. I didn't stretch the paper, it's just sitting there on my table, and considering the amount of washes that I did over this paper without it being stretched, it didn't buckle once. It's still just as straight as it was when I started, and that's just the beauty of professional paper. And I think for a lot of times, especially with paintings like this, where you want to do a lot of washes on top of each other and you really want to achieve a lot of depth in your painting, I would really suggest that you invest in the best quality paper that you can afford to give you the best results. You can still get away with student grade pigment, but paper honestly is the big secret in watercolor. And you know, for many years in the beginning I sort of thought I could get away with, you know, cheaper paper, but when you want to do paintings like this, cheaper paper just does not live up to the expectation. It doesn't have the absorbency, and this 100% cotton is absolutely fantastic. It just helps me create beautiful depth. Something else that I also invested in this summer holiday is a bottle of ox gile. It's a synthetic ox gile from Winsor & Newton, and I added a drop of ox gile to each of my sort of pigment palettes. And I must say, some of the paint that I'm using here is a little bit older and some of it is brand new, and this ox gile has just really improved the flow of my color, and I feel that the pigment is releasing a little bit easier after I've wetted, and I'm able to really make beautiful deep mixtures of wash before even going to the paper, because sometimes I feel like I'm adding water to my paint and it's just not giving me the depth that I'm looking at. So I must say the ox gile has really helped me to just brighten up and make this a little bit of an easier process for me. Now I've come to this part in the painting. It's all of this beautiful detail on the candle. I must say this was the hardest and the most overwhelming part of the painting. I really had to push into my resilience here. I was staring at the paper for the longest time and just felt overwhelmed with all of the detail here. And one of the tips I can give you if you have to paint a lot of detail like this is to sort of take your next level color, like I'm doing here. It's the first sort of dark wash, and again using negative painting, I'm painting the areas around the subject rather than the subject itself, and in that way it's giving me a relief print effect. So once you've got that first wash in, I started in the center and I really mindfully focused like a mandala on every little aspect, using a fine brush. But once this first layer of wash was in, from that moment forward it was really, very easy. It's just tedious to paint a lot of detail, but so rewarding if you push through it. So once I've completed the first wash background color here, from this point forward I could really just focus on the value of the color and any tonal adjustments that I still wanted to do. I think this is my second wash on the surface of the stone upon which the candle and these elements are placed, and I'm quite happy with the end result of the second wash. Right, so now I'm coming to the point in this painting where I did a bit of lifting. I just pre-wetted this glowing area around the flame wanted to soften the background line so that there's no hard line around the glow of the candle. So I used clean water to just dampen the area around the flame, and then a damp to dry brush to lift up the color. And I would also use my kitchen towel just to press into the paper to lift a little bit more color, and that gave me a beautiful halo glow around the flame, and it sort of pushed the eucalyptus leaves a little bit further back by sort of blurring the outline of the leaf behind the flame. So now I'm going to be going in with my final depth layers, and you will see that I'm using finer brushes now because it's less and less detail. So it really is small, minute little details that is adding the final touches to this painting. So I hope you guys enjoyed the Solstice festive candle this festive season, and I hope that this inspired you to maybe get out your watercolor in 2026 and to maybe come on a few of my tutorials with me and to expand your watercolor skills in 2026. If this is your thing, then do check out the links in the description of this video, because I have some beautiful tutorials that is ready for you to roll with already, and I am planning a lot of very beautiful watercolor tutorials for 2026. So don't miss out on this beautiful journey, and join my creative community on Patreon. I have a free tier and 4 more tiers, so you can dive in at the area or the tier level that is comfortable for your pocket. But there is definitely something for everyone on my channel. So I want to take this time to thank everybody for your beautiful support and patronage through 2025. Thank you for supporting my channel and my videos and my creative coaching business. Without you guys, this would not be possible. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share my skills and my talents and my heart with all of you, and I hope to see more of you in 2026. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of this video. I'll see you guys real soon. Bye bye for now.